Morning everyone, and welcome back to this Walking Wellness webinar series. It's early December, and you know what that means. Cold and flu season is upon us. So I thought, what better time than now to talk about the immune system, and specifically the role that nutrition plays. The human body has lots of different systems. We've got the cardiovascular system, we've got the musculoskeletal system, we've got the digestive system, and on and on. But these systems are tangible, right? You can kind of see them. But the immune system is somewhat mysterious. Just what is the immune system? Well, it is a collection of cells and tissues and even the products of cells that are all focused on one thing, and that is defense. I kind of look at our immune system as our military, and there are different branches. We've got the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, the Coast Guard. They all do different things, but they have a central unified goal, and that is to protect the organism and keep us fighting fit. Now, we'd be naive to think that the immune system doesn't need, to some degree or another, every essential micronutrient that exists. But there are a few nutrients that, in my opinion, are particularly important. I'd like to start with a family of nutrients that are called phytonutrients. And these are nutrients that are found in the colorful pigments of plants. Phytonutrients are protective in nature, and we find them in the colors of the rainbow. Oranges from carrots, blues from blueberries, red from red peppers or the skin of an apple, dark green from lettuces and herbs and kale. Without phytonutrients, our immune system has a harder time to orchestrate itself and kind of get coordinated against an enemy. Now, I'll touch on just one mineral that I think is at the top of the list when it comes to immune function, and that is zinc. Zinc is needed for protein synthesis and cell growth. So zinc is needed for the rapid production of immune cells. Vital for wound healing, critical for the immune system. We get zinc from nuts and seeds, legumes, as well as from foods like red meat and seafood. At the top of the list is oysters, highest food source of zinc. Okay, so let's talk vitamins. Starting with the first letter in the alphabet, vitamin A. Vitamin A is an antioxidant, and it is very important for the integrity of our mucous membrane. Mucous membrane is that wet lining that lines our nasal cavities, our mouth, our throat, our digestive tract, any wet tissue in the body. And it is a barrier for infection. And at the top of the list, the highest food source of vitamin A is none other than liver. Good old calf's liver, highest source of vitamin A. Now, it contains what's called a preformed version of vitamin A, retinol. And our body can use retinol very easily. It's as I said, preformed. We can also get vitamin A from plants, fruits and vegetables that are rich in carotenoids, right? So any fruits or vegetables that are orange in color, beta carotene is a phytonutrient, in fact, that is what's called a provitamin A. So our body can convert it into vitamin A. So look to foods like carrots, like yellow peppers, like red peppers, like butternut squash, like apricots. Now, vitamin D, also important for immune function, and we don't often talk about vitamin D from an immune system perspective. Vitamin D is what's called an immunomodulator, which means it can dial up or down our immune system as needed. So critical to help us fight infection and prevent autoimmune conditions. Now, I'd like to close this walking webinar on a vitamin that no question deserves the title of top dog. It's the big kahuna, spelled with a C, and it is none other than vitamin C. Vitamin C has all kinds of amazing properties. It is antiviral, it is antibacterial, it is anti-cancer, it is a natural antihistamine. A huge part of our immune system is what are called white blood cells. And whenever we need to mount a strong immune defense, we need to produce a lot of lymphocytes or white blood cells. We make them from our bone marrow. And if you were to take a white blood cell, send it off to the lab and analyze its contents, you'd find that it is mostly made up of ascorbic acid, vitamin C. So you could kind of look at white blood cells as vitamin C receptacles that are there to kind of carry their payload to the site of infection or where they're needed. If we're running low, we can only make so many white blood cells. And that can be the difference between, being able to mount a strong defense and not get the cold, or coming down with a nasty cold that turns into a flu and takes you out for a week or two. Now, we get vitamin C from fruits and vegetables mostly. You don't really find much vitamin C in animal foods that are cooked, that is. But particularly high in vitamin C, kiwis, berries, particularly strawberries, and of course citrus fruits, anything dark leafy green. If you work your way through the rainbow, you'll get good amounts of vitamin C. But I have to say, when we get sick, our body's need for vitamin C goes through the roof because we have to make a lot of white blood cells. So the amount of vitamin C you can get from food doesn't really quite cover us when we're unwell. And this is when supplements can play a big role. Now, the recommended daily allowance for vitamin C is 60 milligrams. And, the recommended daily allowances were developed by governments during wartime to really prevent disease. That's what they were concerned about. And in vitamin C's case, they wanted to find out the minimum amount of vitamin C that's needed to prevent scurvy. And turns out 60 milligrams a day will do that. You won't get scurvy. But 60 milligrams a day is nowhere near enough for optimum immune function. For that, we need thousands of milligrams. So don't kid yourself into thinking you're getting enough vitamin C if you're getting 60 milligrams a day, right? That's minimum wage. And it's tough to put a kid through college on minimum wage, if you know what I mean. There are lots of things that need to happen in the body, and you need lots of vitamin C to get that done. So this is where there are certain supplementation strategies with vitamin C that can really help you make all the white blood cells you need, and could be the difference between, if you do catch a cold, getting back on your feet in a day or two. Now, there are all kinds of other factors that play in immunity. I didn't talk about the importance of sleep, the impact that stress has on our immune system, basically turns it off. And we didn't talk about the gut and the importance of our healthy gut bacteria. 70% of our immune system actually resides in our gut. But that's a huge subject for another day, perhaps. I just wanted to get you thinking and plant a few little seeds in your head about the role that nutrition plays in our immune system. We really do have a lot of control to bolster our immune system and ensure that when those colds and flus come into the office, and while your colleagues are dropping like flies, you cut right through it. I hope you found this information helpful. And with that, I want to wish you a strong immune system and the best of health. Until next time.